All right, so I got some of the big boys out for this one. In my last video, I hinted that I had made a big PC purchase. I would say this is my biggest ever card purchase for sure. Um, when you think of iconic cards in the hobby, this is right up there in my opinion. I never thought I'd be able to afford or even come across a card like this actually, but recently I kind of set a new goal just to sell off some of my collection to acquire basically bigger and better cards, quality over quantity, focusing more on vintage stuff for sure. I do have some of these modern, like these two Young Guns here, but for the most part, I'm gonna stick to vintage unless they're generational type talents. I will probably look for Connor Bedard potentially, but for the most part, stick to vintage stuff. I just find that newer stuff is the products are getting really watered down. The quality's just really horrible lately, and the prices are really high for the risk you're taking in buying boxes of cards these days. That being said, I still do like to crack packs once in a while, open a box once in a blue moon for fun. So, as you know, I've been flipping cards, buying cards at shows and markets and wherever I can find them. I'll keep some for the PC, maybe a couple, but I'll sell the rest and put the money towards PC cards, bigger cards like the ones you see in front of you. For example, the Crosby Young Gun. Tediously, when I started doing this, I tediously sold cards for a year, buying, selling, flipping, whatever you want to call it. It took me a year selling cheaper cards to get the money to buy the Crosby Young Gun. Same with the Gretzky, similar. Traded some cards, sold some cards. For me, I kind of like to earn it versus just plop the money down and get it. Kind of like to have a goal that way. So with that being said, recently I was gonna do that, and I figured there was a specific card I had targeted based on the price, based on the value, and then I started putting feelers out to a few people that I knew had some bigger cards, and sure enough, in one of the groups on Facebook, somebody had a really good deal that I couldn't turn down, so I pulled the trigger way earlier than I expected, but that's okay. So let's get right to the reveal. Now you see there's some hockey cards and one baseball card. This is a baseball card. So let's do a slow reveal here. Yep. Babe Ruth, the Bambino himself, the Sultan of SWAT. Um, this is the Worldwide Gum version. So there's Gaudi, which is sort of like Tops, and Worldwide Gum, which is the Canadian equivalent, sort of like O-Pee-Chee would be. Uh, this is definitely a very well-loved, well-worn card, but it's 90 years old. Iconic card, to say the least. Babe Ruth, I never thought in a million years I would have a card like this, or even have the chance to buy a card like this. Let's take it out of the sleeve. A little bit less glare. Yeah, it's got the main image is good. I mean, who's gonna complain? So yeah, there are this one's English. There's a few rare versions that are all French or have half French on the back. So for example, this card in a Gaudi, the Gaudi version is number 144. There's 4 different Babe Ruth cards in the Gaudi set from 1933. This is the only one that has a full body picture. So For this specific card, the Gaudi pop count for the big three, SGC, PSA, and Beckett is over 2,000. But the Worldwide Gum card, there are only 146 copies. There are only two Babe Ruth cards also in the Worldwide Gum set. So super stoked. Can't believe I'm actually holding this card right now. Like, who knows where this card has been over the last 90 years. Must be some crazy history and stories behind this. So yeah, unbelievable. Pretty happy. All right. I don't really have much else to say. Stay tuned.